Hello, hockey fans, and welcome to NHL Draft Pros.
Shoots, he scores!
In this video, we're going to do a scouting report on Roger McQueen. We're going to check out some highlights to see what makes him one of the top prospects for the 2025 NHL Draft Class. And if you want to see some scouting reports on some of these other prospects, head over to NHL Draft Pros on YouTube or click on the link below and it'll bring you to our homepage. And hockey fans, please help this channel grow by hitting that subscribe and like button. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks. All right, Roger McQueen plays for the Brandon Wheat Kings in the WHL, and he is a 6'5", 192-pound right shot centerman. And if we look at his draft rankings, NHL Central Scouting has him at number 8 for North American skaters, McKeen's Hockey at 9, TSN Bob McKenzie 7, Elite Prospects at 5, and the Hockey News at number 6. And if we look at his stats, this year he had some injury issues and he ended up with 20 points in 17 games. So yeah, even though it was a shortened season, he had some decent offensive production for sure. And as usual, we're going to check out his skating, his shooting, his passing, his puck control, his compete level, and what he needs to improve upon. And the first thing is his skating. And you think that for a 6'5" teenager that his skating would be kind of awkward, but actually he's decent skater for sure. Check out the wheels in this clip right here. Like, he can get moving. That is pretty impressive for a big 6'5" teenager, like I said. There are some things that he needs to work on, and I'll talk about that in the improve section. But man, once he gets motoring, forget about it. There is no stopping Roger McQueen when he starts to fly down the ice like he does here. He's got some nice extension in his strides, really good mechanics. And yeah, even his four-way mobility is decent, and I'll show you that in this next section right here. But there's one thing that is lacking, and that is his explosiveness. But we'll talk about that later. But look at this. Once he gets moving, holy moly, he can hit the speed bump real quick. So yeah, you know what? In terms of skating, I'd say that it is decent for a kid his size. And shooting, yep. Roger McQueen can rifle a puck, and check out this one right here. Boom. The goalie barely flinched on that one. And yeah, he gets it off quick. He's got a quick, hard, accurate shot, as you can see in this one right here. Like, honestly, the goalie didn't even really see it, I don't think. There might have been a screen there, but for the most part, he was just like, what just happened? Yeah, it's behind you. So yeah, you know what? This one here in tight, another one where it shows his accuracy. Like, look at the goalie's down in the butterfly, and he's just got a little opening right above the left shoulder there. And guess what? McQueen finds the seam. Holy wowza. Yeah, so he can shoot a puck. And on the fly, yep, guess what? Got a rifle for a shot too. So in terms of shooting, I'd put him up there as one of the best shooters in this draft class. And like I said, small sample size, so we didn't get to see a lot of games. But actually, in his first game this season, he had 4 goals. So yeah, that kind of was like, put him on the radar, I guess, for one of the top prospects in this draft class. And it was all due to that 4-goal game in his first ever WHL game in his draft season. But look at this one right here. You can see how he has that quick release. And a sneaky quick release, actually. He saw that the goalie was cheating kind of to the left there, and he picked that short side real quick. So, yeah, in terms of shooting, Roger McQueen, he's got a shot. Beautiful. All right, passing. Yeah, another thing that is really good with Roger McQueen is that he sees the ice really well. He's got some great vision, as in that pass right there. So watch him walk in, and he kind of sells the shot. Like, look at this. Puts a little shoulder dip there, and the goalie completely froze. And it's all because the peripheral vision, he knew that his teammate was off to the side there, and he found him. So passing is another strong suit for Roger McQueen. He sees the ice really well. He's got that high hockey IQ. And watch this one. Through traffic there, finds his teammate walking into the slot, that high danger area, and he sets him up perfectly. So yeah, he's a dual threat. I mean, at the end of the day, when you have a player who can see the ice really well and has a great shot and passes it like that, yep, that is a dual threat in my books. And Roger McQueen is a dual threat. So, he creates time and space. We talk about players who, when they when they're able to see the ice really well and make passes like that, playmaking ability. Well, that's what Roger McQueen does. He creates time and space. He slows the play down, waits for lanes to open up. So yeah. Okay, puck control. Guess what? Roger McQueen's got some filthy hands. Yes, he does. Watch this little one here inside, and just made it right past that D there, one-on-one. Like, he's got that one-on-one ability, some great small area skills, and can beat defenders one-on-one like you see right there. Yeah, his rush skills and transition are really good too. And this one here, watch this, through the legs. Stick handling skills are advanced. When you can do that in tight and quickly, you got to think, pretty fast. And he's got the defense stick all over him too, and he still managed to get that off. Like, come on. That was just impressive. Oh, wowza. So yeah, the mitts are filthy. Watch this one right here. He goes inside, outside. See you later, alligator. Yepper. Wow. So yeah, you know what? Offensively, Roger McQueen is a threat once he has that puck on his stick, as you can see there. Now, compete. Another part of his game that is pretty advanced, I have to admit. And I got some of these clips from the playoffs here, but you're going to see here that he won that puck battle, and then he's going to, head into the dirty areas there. And this is him coming into the slot again. And guess what? He's going to pressure this player here, and he wins the battle, drops the puck back to his D. So yeah, he's got some compete in him, and then he doesn't mind taking the body, and you love to see that in a bigger player. Some of these skilled bigger players, they don't really use their body to their advantage, but he does. He leverages his body. He'll take a run at people, and right here, watch this one. He comes in and he says, boom. What a hit. Yep, that's a nice hit right there. So now what he needs to improve upon. Now the thing with, high skill players, they try a little too much. So look at this. He's got tries a little fancy between the leg pass, fails, tries to, cut through here, and he's got like 3 guys on, loses the puck. So same thing here. He's going to, deke one guy out, and he tries a little too much right here. Watch. Like right now, should have did something. Nope. Keeps on skating, tries more dekes, gets picked off. And then the last thing is that sometimes, he kind of, his speed, like that, not his speed, his explosiveness. The first few steps, he doesn't have that explosiveness yet, but don't worry. He's a young kid, and see that guy catches him easily there. He needs to work on that. But once he gets moving, he's a great skater. So yeah, here are the strengths. So puck control, stick handling skills, really advanced, unreal. His compete and hitting for, a skilled forward. I'm really impressed with the way that he kind of, he engages. He's engaged out there. He's got good pace. He's, strong along the wall, strong in front of the net, doesn't mind using the body. So I love to see that. And his skating, like I said, overall, once he gets moving, in the first few steps, we'll talk about that in a second, his explosiveness needs to get improved. But his skating, once he gets moving, he's pretty fast, actually. And his four-way mobility is nice, too. He can maneuver, quickly, crossovers, but just needs to get a little bit going first before he gets that top speed. And then what he needs to work on, the injury concerns. I think, that's one thing that they're kind of worried about, is his back issues. But I don't, I haven't heard anything about surgery, so I don't know. I think that if, with a proper rehab, letting it heal, working those kinks out, I think that he's going to be okay in the future. And he could end up being a steal of this draft. I'll talk about that in rankings. Forcing plays, those top-end players try a little too much sometimes. And, when the easy play is there, just use that at times. And then his explosiveness in his skating. Like I said, if you can work on that, the first few steps, I think that that was going to help out a lot. In terms of rankings, I got him top 10. You know what? To be honest with you, top 5. If it wasn't for the injury concerns, I could see him being a top 5 player in this draft. If he drops out of the top 10, this is going to be a steal of the draft, mark my words. But I don't see it. Personally, I think that he should go top 10 at some point. And that's it for Roger McQueen, the big 6'5" forward from the Brandon Wheat Kings. And as always, please help the channel grow by hitting that subscribe and like button. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you soon. Cheers.